Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 379CS. This is a 12-inch sample piece of their adjustable style gasketing, their jamb gasketing. And again, this is just a sample piece. The 379 features the ability to adjust the projection of the material. Okay. It will include fasteners for attaching the material to your jamb. Hollow metal frame, wood frame, probably a hollow metal frame would be my guess. Maybe aluminum. Typical fasteners, they look like 8x1 1/4 flathead sheet metal screws. So here it is. So the 379 is indeed representative of the profile of this item. That's what it looks like. The C stands for Clear Anodized Aluminum. We'll talk about the different finishes. The S means that this is silicone, is what this material is. This is a sponge type silicone. It's going to be flexible. And another hallmark of silicone is not only its resiliency, but a defining characteristic would be its ability to handle extreme temperatures. I mean extreme, like 60 below to 400 above Fahrenheit is where silicone is going to be really well suited while maintaining flexible. Okay, so when you need a confluence of flexibility and extreme temperatures, this is great. I would certainly use this over neoprene in practically all instances, except if absolute stopping of water intrusion was paramount. There are two types of neoprene. There's closed cell and then open cell. Open cell would be better for acoustical attenuation, but wouldn't be good for keeping water out. You know, closed cell neoprene would smell like car tire. It's quite effective, although it's substantially less flexible. So silicone's really great for gasketing. Okay. So this is adjustable, and what these bolts do on the back end is they allow us to tailor the projection of the material. We can put that screwdriver there, and I can turn that. And I certainly can appreciate how that's not quite obvious, how that's moving. And it's not very detectable. I will be the first to admit that. But because my hand is over the material, I can tell you that it does absolutely move. Now let's turn each of the bolts a bit. With the point being is that we'll be able to as we can see how we open that space there. Okay, so we brought that out about 1/8 of an inch. I would certainly think it would prove to be quite tedious to set this, but the advantage is over the long term you can certainly do a really good job at tailoring. And where that certainly comes into play is over the seasons. You know, a door has a tendency to get a little thermal bow in it in the summer, maybe less, maybe a reverse thermal bow in the winter, and you can tailor your weather stripping a little bit to really maximize the efficiency over that opening. You don't see adjustable style weather stripping that's large enough to be a stop, but you do see them. And on openings that need to be high performance, doors that are of very heavy gauge steel, hung on very robust hinges with very robust hardware, perhaps access control over the door that might be literally used several hundreds of times a day. Yes, adjustable weather stripping would go in conjunction with the high performance nature of the rest of the opening. Overhead stops would probably be involved in that as well. So sure, you're going to see it. Are you going to order this for a residential door that you want to stop a little seal coming in? You sure could. It's great material, but it's probably not going to happen. It's likely, arguably overkill in that application. Okay. Now the other finishes that this is available in, and let's take a look at that. And while I'm waiting for that document to open, clear, gold, dark bronze, certainly, but let's double check. In terms of the adjustment, the adjustable jamb weather stripping is shown mounted on openings with a 1/16 of an inch gap. However, each weather strip can seal gaps up to a 1/4 inch. So the other reason you would use this is when you have a door and a frame that the door closes, but the jamb is not plumb or the door is warped, and that condition is permanent. And rather than taking your weather stripping and installing it on an angle, which you kind of can't do because you may not have a linear, progression on whatever's happening on the door and frame, you might need to be able to literally tailor this as it moves up the opening. Anyway, so the other finishes that this is available in, pulling it up in my catalog here. So you can do this in a silicone. You can certainly do it in clear. You can do it in dark bronze. You can do it in a white powder coat as well. Okay, so clear, dark bronze, no gold. Gold must have fallen out of favor, at least on this product. If it was ever made, it may have been. But it is not. So clear aluminum finish, clear anodized finish, dark bronze anodized, and then the white sprayed powder coat. So you can do this in white as well. Okay. Now, in terms of other seals that it's available in, we can pull that document up as well, and I'm looking at it. This will be in the, obviously, silicone. We're going to be able to do this in a what's called a Pemko Preen, which is a synthetic rubber proprietary to Pemko. They have a PK. So it would be part number, then the finish, then your insert. And they'll do this in a silicone. They'll do it in their Pemko Preen, which is a synthetic rubber. Then they'll also do this in their R insert, which is their sponge EPDM, which is a sponge-type rubber. The Pemko Preen will be a hollow tube. The silicone will be that. It will look very much like EPDM, but I believe, in my opinion, it will be more flexible. And then you have the Neoprene that's there as well, which is the EPDM, they call it. Sponge EPDM. Okay. Now, lengths. You can order these in lots of different lengths. What's great about this material is you can install it and make it look really nice. What I mean is this will tolerate you mitering it at the top intersection of the header and the jamb on both sides. So you'll be able to get in there and miter this and make it look like it really disappears very well. Okay, get a really nice continual sort of seal out of the material. You will want to order your pieces a little bit longer, obviously. Not tragically longer, but I'd probably order them the next, it's sold per foot. So if you needed 90 inch, you're going to order 88 foot, let's say, and that will give you adequate length. If you were doing 36 inch, I'd probably order a 42 inch on the header, just so that I would order the next longest piece, and I would probably just order it 2 inches longer so that I didn't really get into interfering with my adjusting holes. Just enough to be able to take off is what I would end up doing. Okay, but you'll need it a little bit longer just to get your saw blade on there and get it cut very accurately. Okay. The extended description down below, we've covered everything out of there. Adjustable jamb weather strip can adjust 3/16 out from the position. So when it comes from us standard, it's at its, it's pretty close to being at its minimum dimension. Then you can throw that out a little bit. Okay. So if you have need for a custom length, by all means, let us know. Order the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field the next length that you'd like for us to ship the material out at. And the reasoning is because it will save you the trouble of cutting it. It will save you the trouble of having to deal with cutting into one of their adjusting bolts. Okay? We would be able to have the material ordered for you already mitered. There would be a charge for doing that, but the factory would certainly oblige. These dimpled areas here and here are obviously for use in installing the material with those screws previously supplied. You can order this in lots of different lengths, 2 foot to 8 foot. By the time you're seeing this video, it might be in the site longer than that. The trouble is, after 7 foot, it gets costly to ship because it doesn't really go package service necessarily. When it's longer than 7 foot, it might come tractor trailer. But you can likely order this up to 16.5 foot lengths is probably what you can do. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Pemko 379CS adjustable sponge insert perimeter jamb gasketing or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.